Britney Spears gets arrested for DUI, and people around her think this could be the best thing that's happened to her in a long time. Let me explain why. So we broke story earlier this morning that Britney Spears was arrested in Ventura County, not far from her home in Westlake Village. She was arrested around 9 p.m. Wednesday night for DUI, stopped for an alleged DUI. She did not go directly to the jail, though. First, police took her to the hospital. We're told that she was taken to the hospital because they wanted to draw blood to figure out what her blood alcohol level was. And also, according to police dispatch, the officers who were on the scene wanted a drug recognition expert to come out there and to evaluate Britney. They could not get that expert out there, so she ends up going to the hospital where they drew blood. Now, we don't know the results of that blood alcohol testing yet, but we do know that people close to Britney say she's been telling people that her blood alcohol content was 0.06. The legal limit is 0.08, but keep in mind, you don't have to hit 0.08 to be charged with DUI, depending on what the officers observed. And we don't know that yet, exactly what they saw that made them pull over Britney, but you can still be hit with a DUI even if you're not at 0.08 or higher. Why people think this is a good thing for Britney? Look, she went through a lot last night. I saw after the hospital, she went to the jail. She was there. She was booked at around 3 a.m. We were told that she was actually pretty agreeable with police. She did not make a scene or anything. The one thing is we were told that there was a lot of crying, and she was there for another 3 hours before she was bailed out. Around 6 a.m. She was released by police. This could be a good thing because Britney has been going through a lot, right? And we have seen this ever since the conservatorship was ended, that she's alone. She doesn't have a lot of people in her life. She spends most of her days by herself. She does have an assistant. She has a manager, Cade Hudson, but Cade can't be there at all times. So Britney is largely alone throughout her life. And in fact, we're told last night she was just out driving alone, sort of aimlessly. It wasn't like she was going to an event or to a restaurant or coming home from anything. She just went out for a drive and ended up getting pulled over for DUI. So the good part of this could be that this is a wake-up call, and a wake-up call that is long overdue, according to Britney's manager, Cade Hudson, who told us that she understands that this was a big mistake. She is going to accept responsibility for this and take the steps to comply with the law. Now, this is the interesting part of what Cade said to us. He said, hopefully, this can be the first step in a long overdue change that needs to occur in Britney's life. Hopefully, she can get the help and support she needs during this difficult time. And he goes on to say that her sons will be spending time with her, and that he's hoping that her loved ones will help her come up with a plan here that is overdue in her need to set up for success for her well-being. He doesn't say rehab, but it certainly sounds like that's what he's talking about. We are told by other people in Britney's life that they're hoping that once this ends up in court, that a judge is going to see that she does need help and order her to get some sort of treatment, whether that's inpatient rehab, outpatient, or something like that. But no one around her thinks that jail is the right thing for her, that jail is going to ultimately help her, but they do feel that she really does need to get some help. And this is not surprising to us. We've heard for years now that there are a lot of problems that Britney is dealing with, and she doesn't have the support system that she needs. Now, it is true she's reestablished a relationship with her sons, and maybe they can be the ones that help her. We know that she's been trying to help her sons going forward in their careers. Maybe that's going to be the thing that puts Britney over the top here. As Cade said, desperately needs some help, and maybe this is going to be the trigger that leads to her getting the help that she needs.
Savannah Guthrie has visited the Today Show studio just 33 days after her mother's disappearance. We got video of Savannah Guthrie at the Rockefeller Center in New York City, obviously where they filmed the Today Show, hugging the cast and crew in what seems to be an emotional reunion. In another angle, she has an emotional reunion with Hoda Kotb, who's standing right next to her as well. Because we filmed this outside of the Rockefeller Center, we can't really hear what anyone's saying. A Today spokesperson tells TMZ, Savannah Guthrie stopped by the studio studio this morning to be with and thank her Today colleagues. While she plans to return to the show on air, she remains focused right now supporting her family and working to help bring Nancy home. Now, like I said, today marks day 33 since Nancy Guthrie initially disappeared, and the other day we interviewed former FBI Special Agent Jennifer Coffendaver. Take a look at this clip regarding what she had to say about Nancy's disappearance. It's very interesting.
When I look at this surveillance footage and the fact that they changed locks on the back, it makes me think that entry was made from the back, went through the garage, entered the home, and then porch guy, the person that we see on video, his duty was actually to disable that camera so that Nancy could be taken from the front door vantage into the vehicle because of the close proximity. The first 48 hours isn't just cliche. And I actually, in a case like this, might really say the first 24. This is a situation where somebody's life was on the line. It needed the full court press and proper investigation from the beginning. I'm not saying that wasn't done. I'm just saying because each day that ticks by, there's a less and less chance that Nancy Guthrie will ever be found alive.
Obviously, this is a tragic case, and we will keep a close eye on things as the case develops.
So Cardi B is currently on her Little Miss Drama tour, and last night she was in Houston and she had quite the dramatic guest list. So for starters, she had Stefon Diggs' mother there, Stephanie, and as we all know, Cardi and Stefon had quite the breakup. Right before the Super Bowl, we saw that viral video where a reporter asked if she had a message for Stefon, and she said, good luck. And shortly after that, we found out that they were broken up. So to see Stefon's mom, in the crowd at Cardi's concert had a lot of eyebrows raised. Another person who had people shaking their heads, or scratching their heads, I should say, was Nicki Minaj's younger sister, Ming. She was also in the crowd singing her heart out to some of Cardi's lyrics. So that was also very interesting. And then one of the people that was less dramatic, but also so much fun to see, was Meg Thee Stallion, who Cardi brought out to perform their infamous song WAP. They looked like they were having a great time on stage. Lots of twerking going on, lots of booty shaking, lots of drama. We love to see it. Now, I don't know which one's more dramatic, Stefon's mom being there or Nicki Minaj's sister being there. Personally, I think I'm gonna go with Nicki's sister, because at the end of the day, Stefon's mom is still Cardi B's son's grandmother, so she's gonna be around no matter what. But Nicki's sister going just shows that, you know what, she's taking sides in the beef, then she's picking Cardi.